To master chin-ups, stage 1 is all about doing assisted repetitions. To do assisted chin-ups you have two real options, and the first one is using an assisted machine like you see in this picture here. An assisted machine has a pad that you can rest your knees on, and then it gives you support to pull yourself upwards, which makes it a bit easier. I'm going to talk you through that right now, step by step, just using this picture I'm afraid, because the gym I use doesn't actually have one of these machines. Step number 1, set the pin on the assistance machine to a reasonable level, maybe around the halfway mark of the weights, and this will give you sufficient lift when you do the exercise. Taller, heavier people may have to set the pin to a higher level for additional weight support. Step number 2 is to step up and rest your knees on the cushion while grabbing the bar above your head. When doing normal unassisted chin-ups, your palm should be facing you, but when using an assisted machine like this, it's okay for your palms to be facing each other in the way, just like you see in this picture. Step number 3, extend your arms until they're straight and then pull back upwards again. With the cushion underneath your knees, this will give you a helping hand, pushing you as you rise up. And step number 4, repeat this for as many reps as possible, always focusing on good technique. Once you can comfortably manage 12 reps, then lower the weight setting on the machine, making it slightly more difficult, and then gradually work your way up to 12 reps again, and then just keep repeating this till you get stronger. If your gym doesn't have an assistance machine just like mine doesn't, then resistance bands are a good alternative. These I do have, so let's walk through how you can get started with them in the gym. Step 1, wrap the band around the pull-up handles above your head, and then grab the band at the halfway point and stretch it downwards. Then rest your shins inside the band for support, reach up to grab the handles and pull upwards. Complete as many chin-ups as possible, and when you're comfortably doing 12 reps, it's then time to use a thinner band that gives you less support. Stage 2 of mastering chin-ups is all about building your strength and increasing the repetitions. The more you do assisted chin-ups, the more your strength is going to grow. The aim should always be to progress in every workout, trying to do at least one more rep than the previous gym session. I like to do 3 sets of chin-ups and then count the total amount of repetitions. So for example, if I completed 7 reps in my first set, then 6 in the next, and then 4 reps in my last set, I would mark up the total as 17 reps in my gym training diary. And then the next time I'm training, I'm aiming to hit at least 18 reps over those 3 sets. This will keep your workouts exciting and challenging. And then finally, once you can do 12 good reps, either at the lowest supported setting on the machine or with this thinner resistance band, you'll be much stronger by this stage. And then it's time to move on to stage 3, doing proper unassisted reps. For you to get to this point where you're doing full body weight chin-ups, it might take 5 weeks and it might take 5 months, but you'll know you're ready when you can do 12 good repetitions at the lowest level on the assisted machine or using the thinnest resistance band. Now you're ready to move on to doing unassisted reps and building upon these week after week. Here's a 3-step process to do exactly that. Step number 1 is to start confidently and just focus on that first single full rep. When moving on to doing chin-ups or pull-ups without any assistance, just simply focus on perfecting that first initial rep. You might manage 1 full rep or maybe 2, but let's just focus on good technique, extending your arms fully and then pulling all the way up to the top. Step number 2 is to forget everyone else in the gym. Don't be self-conscious or worry about people watching you when you're working on your unassisted reps for the first time. Because firstly, a fair chunk of those people in the gym won't be testing themselves as hard as you're about to. Just let them trudge along on the treadmill, getting nowhere. And secondly, the other more experienced gym members will either be too busy concentrating on their own workout, or they'll be genuinely pleased to see you going for it. Step number 3 is to compete with yourself. Just like with the assistance machine and the resistance bands, and basically your workouts in general, the aim should be always to keep making continual progress and trying to outdo your previous performances. So do 3 sets of the chin-ups and mark down the total number of reps. So if you managed 3 reps in total, write that down in your gym training diary. And then the next week, try to add on another rep, and so on. If you're working out 3 times per week, then you've got 3 attempts at it. But every time you beat your own chin-ups record, you've got to do a wee dance just like this guy. Thank you for watching, and my new book Fitness Hacking has plenty more tips on training, nutrition, recovery and health optimization, and mastering your mindset.